Alright, here's our homework check for the day. So I'm just gonna start getting after it. So first things first with any of these, we either need to, so we're gonna talk about the distribute and then solve like we did the other day, yesterday. But for these first few, we're just gonna have to combine some like terms here before we get to solving. So that'll be my first line here. So I'm going to bring down my 3 and less than, and I'm just going to start manipulating these coefficients here. So negative 5n's plus 2n's is going to leave us with a negative 3n. And to solve this, we just got to divide by negative 3 and divide by negative 3. And that tells us that negative 1 is, we flip the symbol because we divided by a negative. So negative 1 is greater than n. And we like to use our arrow trick to make graphing these a little bit easier. So we want our variable out front. So since our greedy alligator is eating the negative 1, that means if we flip this around, the greedy alligator will be eating the negative 1. So n is less than negative 1 is how we're going to write this out. And no equal sign there, so we have an open circle at negative 1, and our arrow is going left. So that's our arrow trick there. Since our variable's out front, we can point our arrow on the number line the same way it's pointing there. All right, number 2, combine like terms. We've got a 6x and a 6x. So I'm going to combine those together. That'll give us 12x plus 2 is less than 14. Minus 2 means 12x is less than 12. Divide by 12, and x is less than 1. Variables out front, we can use our arrow trick here. So open circle at the 1, and we are going left because we want everything smaller than 1. X is less than 1. All right, number 3, we got a negative p and a negative 4p. So negative p minus 4p is negative 5p. And that is greater than negative 10. Divide by negative 5, divide by negative 5. So p is, and we want to flip our symbol because we divided by a negative. Negative 10 divided by negative 5 is 2. P is less than 2. So we're going to have our open circle at 2. And we are going left. P is smaller than 2, so we want everything smaller than 2. That graph shows that now. On to number 4, like terms. We have a 5k and a 4k. So 18 is greater than or equal to 5k's plus 4k's is 9k. Divide by 9, and 2 is greater than or equal to k. So we want to turn this around so we can use our arrow trick. That'll give us k is less than or equal to 2. So we're going to draw our closed circle at 2, and everything less than that is what we want. Smaller than 2, smaller than or equal to 2. All right, number 5. Combine like terms. So we have 9 is greater than or equal to negative 2m, and 2 minus 3 is a negative 1. So negative 2m minus 1. Gonna add 1. 10 is greater than or equal to negative 2m. Divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2. And we're going to get negative 5. We're going to flip our symbol here. Less than or equal to m. We want to flip this around to use our arrow trick. So m is greater than or equal to -5. And since our variable's out front, we can point our graph arrow the same way our inequality arrow is pointing. So closed circle at -5, and we want everything bigger than -5 there. So here's where we got to start distributing and then combining like terms here. So -6 times our 4x, I'm going to bring this down, -3 minus 24x, and then -6 times 6, so we're going to have minus 36 is greater than -111. Dealing with some big numbers, but don't get scared. So we have our like terms, -3 and -36, so I'm just going to combine those up. Get -24x, and -3 minus 36 is a -39, greater than -111, plus 39, plus 39, and -111 plus 39 is -72. We have -24x is, ran out of room here, give me a second. -24x is greater than -72. Going to bring that back up here to the top. So we can divide this by -24, divide by -24, and x is less than 72 divided by -24 is a -3. I flipped my sign because we divided by a negative. X is less than -3. So open circle at -3, and we want everything less going to the left. Few more here. So distribute our -4. So we're going to have 6 minus 24n. -4 times our 7 is -28. Greater than or equal to 122. Combine our like terms. We've got a 6 and a -28. So combine those and we'll be left with -24n minus 22. Greater than or equal to 122. Just make sure I'm not making a mistake anywhere here. Nope, I think we're good. So we're going to add 22, add 22, and we'll be left with -24n is greater than or equal to 144. And divide by -24, divide by -24. N is less than or equal to -6. I flipped that symbol because I divided by a negative. So closed circle at -6, and we want everything to the left of that because n is less than -6. All right, looks like we won't have to combine any like terms for number 8. We're just going to distribute and solve. So -138 is greater than or equal to, well, -6 times 6b is -36b. And -6 times -7 is a +42. Going to subtract 42, subtract 42, and we will get negative 180 is greater than or equal to negative 36b. Divide by negative 36, divide by negative 36, and we will get 5 is less than or equal to, flip that symbol, dividing by a negative, and b. And we can rewrite this for our arrow trick, greater than or equal to 5. Same thing there. So, closed circle at 5, and arrow going right. And the last one here, going to distribute and distribute. So 167 is less than 6 plus 14. And then 7 times negative 7r is minus 49r. 167 is less than, looks like 20 minus 49r. Minus 20, minus 20. And we'll have 147 is less than negative 49r. Divide by that negative 49. And r is negative 3 is greater than r. So we're just going to flip that around. R is less than negative 3. So open circle at negative 3, arrow going left for less than. All right, that is our homework check. If you made any mistakes throughout that, be sure you copy down these correct steps so that you get a better idea for how we can continue to try to do this the right way. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.